What is going on, guys, and welcome to another Clash of Clans video. Today I'm going to be covering a different attack. Yesterday we covered a different variant of the masked dragons for if the town hall is not in the core, but more importantly we also discussed using the overgrowth to get the RC to the town hall if it's in the core. So that is, in my opinion, the best attack. When the town hall is in the middle of the base, that is the best attack to use. However, if the town hall is not in the middle of the base, what is the best attack to use? It is going to be this new strategy. So this is very similar to an older strategy, which instead of using super yetis, used valkyries instead. But I think people are realizing that the super yetis actually just do more work than the valkyries. One, because they last longer, as they have more HP, so they don't die as quickly. And honestly, those electromites really do a lot of damage and a lot of good work against defenses. So I'm gonna pop a hero potion because I do want to use the minion prince. I was going to trade out the king, but I'm not going to do that. So this is what the attack would look like. And we'll even buy these troops as well. This is what the attack would look like. So it's going to consist of, it's not going to have the king, it's going to have the minion prince, and the minion prince is going to attack defense, and you're going to see how that's going to work. And we'll even, I do have the mighty morsel, sorry, which I am going to use for my war attacks, which I will record with these abilities maxed out. It's going to be really good, but for now, if we have the ability to, I think we'll just upgrade. We'll actually just upgrade the noble iron twice is what we'll do. The metal pants is not as important compared to the noble iron. So, okay, so first I'm going to cover a replay that I just did on a Town Hall 17, and then we'll go in and we'll conduct the attack ourselves. So here's an attack that I just completed on a Town Hall 17. You can even see that, not fully, but this defense, the monolith, there's a couple of things here that are, actually that might be it. But that would make it a couple, yeah. So there's a couple of things here that are supercharged. But again, you can see that the town hall is on the outskirts, so this is the kind of base that we are looking for. So I'm going to start with my RC charge on the bottom here. We also brought in the recall spell that is part of this attack, so it's going to be 6 invis with the recall instead of 11 invis. And the idea here is, and I've heard people talking about this a lot, so I've been messing around with this more to see if they're right, and they, from my testing, they do seem to be correct, which is that it doesn't really matter how much value the RC gets. The most important thing is getting the town hall. After that, the value doesn't really matter. She doesn't need to be taking out this segment or this segment. She just needs to clear the town hall, and if that requires using all 6 invis spells, that's completely fine. So you're going to see that I'm going to be able to take out this expo and the town hall from the boots, and that recall spell goes down right as she clears the town hall and the expo. So what I see here, because she came down to this segment right here, is this is where the funnel is going to start by this ricochet cannon instead of this side. It's going to make it easier. The second thing is we want the siege barrack to join the attack, and we want all of that to go through this middle section. So if you want, you can have an overgrowth in the clan castle if you want to overgrowth like this monolith, for example, to really make sure that they go through the core, but it's pretty easy to funnel them in. You'll see how I do it, and the 2 rages makes a huge difference. So what I do here is I put the queen on this right side to take out these kind of trash buildings, because I'm going to be starting the root riders from this ricochet cannon. Then I want the siege barrack to clear these trash buildings and go in. So the idea here is we're going to clear these trash buildings on the outside so that everything goes in. The thing is, when I show you the attack, I'm going to do this better. I kind of just placed, I thought I had the king, honestly. I forgot that I had the minion prince, so I kind of just spammed the minion prince like this. But we really want to take out that air defense with the noble iron, and we might wait to use the minion prince a little bit later. But he does end up doing a lot of good work. He does take out that air defense, and he ends up doing a lot of good work. So you can see that the barbarians clearing these trash buildings on the outside ends up sending everything down this way. And another thing is you want to place all of your root riders down in one spot, and then the healers right behind them. You want them staying on top of the root riders and keeping them full health the whole time. The Yetis I'm going to place down right here. And you're going to see that the Queen, the Yetis, the P.E.K.K.A.s, some of the wizards did go to the outside, which I wouldn't want that to happen normally, but that's what ended up happening. And then we also have Valkyries on the inside, because they're really, really good at taking out just anything in general, but they're going to clear out more trash buildings than defenses. But you can see here, this Yeti are both full health. We are going through the core of the base right now, and these things are coming out with full health. If I was using Valkyries, the Valkyries would be coming out of the core of this base either dead, most likely alive because of the Warden ability. Most of the time they're going to come out alive, but they're pretty much going to die immediately after. The idea is the Warden ability keeps them alive long enough to do damage. The Valkyries are taken to get them into the core, and then after they do their work in the core, they just die. That's it. So that's why the Yeti is just a much better troop for this, because these things, they just do not die. They really tank a lot of damage. So that's what the attack looks like. Now that you've kind of seen a replay, we'll now do it live. So we're going to go into some attacks, and we're going to see if we can find some either max out 16s or 17s to really demonstrate this here. So here we go. Okay, so I actually did a couple of attacks in between. I was able to get some 3 stars, but some of them were kind of struggles. I wasn't getting as much as I wanted to get, or it wasn't as easy as I wanted it to be, I guess. So I did adjust this attack a little bit from the replay. Instead, I'm going to be using a Invis spell with an Overgrowth in the Clan Castle. In fact, I think it's probably more beneficial to have that be a poison, especially for war attacks. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do an Overgrowth with a poison. I think the Overgrowth is really going to help out a lot with this attack. So let's try this version of the attack instead. So yeah, I would even say first base here. He's upgrading some stuff. I mean, he's upgrading that builder out, that builder out. I would say that he's not upgrading enough where that's the difference between whether I 3-star or not. We can see that the Town Hall is in the core, which is not ideal for this kind of attack. But at the same time, as long as we can create kind of, you know, one single direction kind of funnel here, we should be all good. So I think what we're going to do is we'll do the RC over here to take out this segment. Just going to go invisible. And we'll use another invis spell. Going to go invisible again here. She's actually going to get some decent value just because of how spread out the defenses are. She's not taking that much damage where I have to be concerned about spamming these invis spells the second they're up. And I think that's good enough. So we're going to recall her there. She did a great job. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the Minion Prince to take out this section, with the Siege Barrack going this way. The Root Riders are going to go in with their healers, the Apprentice Warden, and we'll do a Super Yeti, and everything is going to go into the core of the base here, which is exactly what we want. We did not put any of our air stuff down. It's totally on me. And let's put an Overgrowth up on here. That way if things want to split off, they don't split off too much. Let's take out the Town Hall. Wait. There goes the ability. And this is looking pretty good. The Root Riders are still alive. The healers are keeping a lot of stuff alive. I'm not really stressed about what the result of this attack is going to look like, because this is total domination right now. We have a lot of troops going into the back half of this attack. And this should be an easy 3-star. We still have 9 of our Super Barbs. So, I mean, again, I know that this is a very obvious statement for a Clash of Clans player, but you need to be improvising your attacks. What I said at the beginning is kind of, again, when you are looking at a war base, you have the ability to kind of adjust and improvise your attack, before doing the attack. So if the town hall is on the outside, if the town hall is on the inside, whatever it is, you can determine, am I going to do mass dragons and what spells do I need to adjust? Am I going to do my root rider attack and what spells do I need to adjust? But really, mass dragons and root riders, these two attacks that I've showed, and I'm going to show other attacks. There is a new furnace attack that seems to be really, really good. Really. Alright, so let me finish this before we open up this chest. So there is a new furnace attack that seems to be really, really good that we're going to talk about. And so yeah, kind of just covering 3 different attacks. So we have an epic chest here. Will it turn to legendary with 3 hammers left? Probably not, but I'll take an epic chest. I will take an epic chest. And a book of heroes. That is the best thing we could have gotten. Wow. I did get a legendary chest yesterday. And I got a new hero skin. I got the Ice Queen, which was pretty exciting. But this is even more exciting, honestly. A book. Can we use this now? How many gems is this? I think we're going to wait a little bit. I'll probably end up just waiting for this too. I mean... No, because I'm going to use a goblin builder and I'm going to need more gems. I'd like to save them because I can. But yeah, wow, that's... So later when this is done, I'm definitely going to upgrade my warden another time here. So let's show off this attack one last time. Okay, so this base not too difficult because it is a Town Hall 17 where we don't really have to worry about the poison and all of the defenses are Town Hall 16 level. But I still think that this is a good enough base to demonstrate this attack. Again, this attack will work on maxed out 17s as it was showed anyways, so the idea here is I'm just going to kind of demonstrate what we want the funneling to continue to look like. So I'm going to start by attacking the Town Hall to have that invis spell kind of activate and really send her over to a different section. And we'll deal with this section, and then hopefully we can bring her back around to the Town Hall. There we go. So she's going to stay with the Town Hall there. We can maybe even grab the monolith as well. And we're going to pick her up. We're going to keep the Spirit Fox. She is really low, so I'm going to send her in a little bit after. So what we'll do here is we'll send him over there with the siege barrack there, and we'll place the root riders, the healers, everything over here, and you're going to see exactly how this funnel is going to look with these super yetis up top. Hopefully we can keep him alive. One more freeze there, and then we'll throw in a rage here, and you'll see that everything, and we can get the RC in here too so that she can start getting healed. You'll see that everything's going to get in here, and this is a good time for us to use the ability. Because of the Spirit Fox, she's going to get healed from, but she's going to get turned invisible. She's going to get healed from the ability and vulnerability from the ability. I should also mention that you should honestly be using, the Queen ability is the mirror plus the Giant. You should be using the ability before you use the Warden ability. That way you can get the Giant and the 3 Queens in the ability, and they're all invulnerable, and they're just going to do so much damage. But yeah, again, you can really tell this attack is totally a dominant attack, and what's really nice, I talked about this in one of my previous videos, but you can max out Root Riders at 16, you can, well, previously it was Valkyries, so you could max out Root Riders, you can max out Valkyries, but a lot of these troops, you can max out at Town Hall 16, meaning they're definitely going to be good enough for 17. The Root Riders are maxed out, the Apprentice Warden is maxed out, the Barbs are maxed out, the Balloon is maxed out. The only thing that's not maxed is the Yetis, but the Super Yetis are so strong it doesn't really matter, and the healers, and that also doesn't really matter. Again, for the abilities, you can see the abilities, just the important thing is try and use the Queen ability before the Warden ability to get everything in there and invulnerable. I didn't do that. And then also for the last sec, I didn't even use the Overgrowth. The Overgrowth is more of, is an insurance. Obviously, if you're doing a war attack, just bring it in. For a normal attack, if you're not going against opposing clan castle reinforcements, not as big of a deal. If you are, you're definitely going to need this stuff. But otherwise, it's not as needed, but it'll definitely make the attack a lot easier. But anyways, thank you guys for watching today's video. Those were 3, I think, good demonstrations of how this attack works and what the funneling is going to look like. So yeah, thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys soon.